Hello, Sint Maarten, and welcome to the Integrity Chamber's new video series, Civic Participation and the Democratic System. I am your host, Amanda Brown. In this video, we will be discussing tools of engagement, specifically civil society organizations. With me today is founding member and treasurer of the Helping Hands Foundation, as well as a very active volunteer in society, Mr. John Hodge. Mr. Hodge, welcome.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Brown. It's a pleasure for me to be here to share my experience and also to participate in your interview.
So, Mr. John, tell me, what are civil society organizations?
Civic society organizations are specific associations and organizations that cater specifically to specific needs in our community. For instance, we have civic organizations like the Lions Club, the JCs, the Toastmasters, the Helping Hands Foundations, and we can go on and go on. However, specifically the Helping Hands Foundation caters specifically for the elderly. We actually call them the forgotten few.
So, tell me, on a whole, generally speaking, why are civil society organizations important?
It is important because every civic organization caters to other different needs. And in this case, our foundation, again, I wish to emphasize that our foundation caters to those who are forgotten. Our elderly, when they get to a certain age, they are forgotten by our society. They are put aside, they're put in Sint Maarten home, and their children don't have time to really look at them, don't have time to be with them all day because they have their duties, they have to work, and during the day, they are lonely. And that's one of the things that we cater for as Helping Hands Foundation, the loneliness, because that's really where we see a lot of our elderly pass away because of loneliness.
So, what I am hearing you say is that civil society organizations find the areas in society where they are needed, and that is where they decide to help. And for Helping Hands Foundation, it was about catering to the elderly.
That's correct.
Okay.
Certain areas from our society are vulnerable. And where volunteer comes in, because the difference between civil society is we do this on a volunteer basis. We do not earn a salary, we do not get stipend, but we do it completely on a voluntary basis. And this is what's unique about civil society organizations.
And I can imagine that it must be hard for you, hard for the foundation to find sufficient volunteers at times.
That's very challenging. That is a mouthful said. It's a very challenging lifestyle because people nowadays don't want to do volunteer without any stipend. They don't want to give that time back. They want to give free time. And this is something that we are challenging with on a daily basis. We reach out sometimes to persons to help us assist in driving the buses on a voluntary basis. We don't get no response. So that's one of our major challenges.
Right. Mr. Hodge, why do you volunteer?
I volunteer out of love. And secondly, I've been successful in life, and I said, hey, let me go back and give back something to our community. Seeing it that I'm alive, I'm strong and healthy, why not give back? Because someday I will be also in need of someone who wants to help me. So I say, if you would need help in the future, why not help someone from now? Because what you put in is what you get out in life.
And Mr. Hodge, what would you say to the citizens of Sint Maarten to encourage them to be a part of civil society organizations?
I think we need to have some meaningful projects in order to get them stimulated to be a volunteer. Just volunteer is just a general word, but you should have something that creates an impact in a community, to be part of some civic organizations that gives you, make you feel happy, that gives, because remember, each of us have elders. We have family that's growing old, we have families that are sick, and someday it's coming home to you. So why not volunteer to give back to a community that's really needed? Because being a volunteer is not an easy task. it takes a lot. It takes a challenge of you to give you free time, and but it's a satisfactory feelings.
And can I ask you, how do you feel when you volunteer?
I have been volunteer for many years. I started in many years as 40 years ago and volunteer with the JCs. That volunteerism rested me and it never departed because the satisfaction that I got from our local people that we visit, our elderlies, we sit and talk, and you hear from them how lonely they really are. It's really touching. So that makes a difference with me. Hey, why not help someone if you can help them?
Right.
One of my moments that I volunteer once and really touched me was when we had to lift a lady and she had no legs at all. And she started to cry on my shoulder and said, "Sonny boy, please take it easy. I have pain in my legs." And this was very touching, you know. Someone who have no legs at all, cannot walk, and you have to lift them up and take them to the hospital. And that was something touching that it leaves us an impact on you that say, someone needs your help. So that's why I'm appealing to those out there to, you don't have to give 100%, but give 10% of your time to some civic organization. It doesn't have to be the Helping Hands, although we prefer that, but however, I would appeal to you to do a little volunteer. Because money cannot buy everything. Cannot buy health. So what you give is what you get back.
Mr. Hodge, we thank you for your time and your valuable contributions, not just to this topic, but also to society as a whole, and the times that you have volunteered and made St. Maarten a better place. And to our viewers, we thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video in our series, Civic Participation and the Democratic System.